Hi Cancer, I'm back now to do your June monthlies. These are very general overview readings. They're not specific to any particular area. They're for any area. They're my psychic readings. I put a lot of energy into these, and I have pre-shuffled, I've meditated, I've said my opening prayers. Therefore, all Cancerians out there, whether you're sun, moon, rising, and I hope that, there's some messages here for some of you. And if you would like to let me know in the comments, I'm always interested to hear your thoughts and how the reading felt for you. But like I say, I'm not specifically focusing on any one area. It's whatever chooses to come out. And these readings are timeless, really. They are. I say they're for the monthlies, but they are timeless because it's actually whenever you find them. Because with the way I work and the messages that I give, there's an awful lot of clairvoyance and psychic messages here. And as we know, there is no time in spirit. It is what it is. So they are timeless. But anyway, Cancer, moving forward, while I was meditating for you, I had a couple of things come in, and one of them is that I got that animals are going to play a bit of a role this month moving forward. Now, I know a lot of us, we're animal lovers, we have our pets, but for some reason animals seem to figure. That was what was given to me straight off the bat when I asked what messages were needed for Cancer. And so you may find that some pets, some animals, perhaps you're doing things with animals. If some of you have horses. I mean, I keep seeing horses, but it doesn't have to be horses. But in general, if you are outdoors with working with animals, or you spend a lot of time outdoors with animals, then that could feature for you during this coming month, during June coming. But also I do feel that some of your little fur babies may need or be due for a checkup. I don't feel anything untoward with any of this, but Spirit just really brought in animals for Cancers. So I feel that some shape, way or form, animals are going to play a role, whether this is something to come. Perhaps some of you are going to acquire a pet. Perhaps some of you are thinking of getting a family pet, and again, this will feature heavily for you in the weeks to come. But those of you that do already have your pets, just keep an eye, and if you think that they need a little checkup, then don't hesitate. I don't feel anything untoward with this. Like I say, they just gave me animals. Animals in general seem to feel like they're going to feature in some shape, way or form with Cancer moving forward for this next month. Also Cancer, Spirit talked to me about you dividing your time. So I feel that in these weeks moving forward, you could be finding it difficult, tricky, possibly, on how you divide your time, how you actually spend your downtime. They talked about your downtime and how you spend your downtime, what you do to relax, to unwind, like when you're not working or when you're not busy with family. And it is difficult sometimes, but they're really wanting you to think about how you spend your downtime, and also that you find enough time for yourself. Okay, because there could be a little bit of a thing with you dividing your time, how you divide your time, where you spend your time, and who you spend it with. But it's also about spending your time wisely, Cancer, I want to say. Okay, Spirit are really drawing my attention to that. Perhaps the theme is if you do have pets and animals, perhaps downtime could be spent, with your animals, because we know animals are really, they're good for us. We're good for them, they're good for us. Um, and they do calm us. They are very relaxing. Um, so maybe that is something there for you to think about, Cancer. But definitely dividing your time this month coming could be a little bit tricky. I feel like you could be pulled in more than one way. You could be your time could necessarily not end up all your own if you don't make it that you find time for yourself, Cancer. So you do need to focus on that a little bit, and don't spread yourself too thinly. Sort of try to find a nice balance between finding time for yourself and those you love, and those that you choose to spend your time with. But you do need downtime for yourself, okay, Cancer? They just talk a lot about time, dividing your time. Don't be drawn into feeling guilty if you feel that somebody's wanting your time, but you also need to rest and rejuvenate yourself and find time for yourself. Don't be drawn into feeling guilty about that, Cancer. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to turn some cards for you. They're just a few little bits that popped in psychically from Spirit. So just bear in mind that animals will play a role, and also how you divide your time and finding time for you, Cancer. Okay, let's turn some cards. Okay. So we have, from the energy, we have the Deceit card. Okay. And we have the Four of Wands. Okay. So as I look at these, the Deceit card, now that could, it could look, it looks worse than it is, I want to say. That's what I'm picking up. And here we have the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is for foundations, and it's definitely a home. It's a family home. It's your foundations, Cancer. So I feel coming back a little bit to what I was saying there about dividing your time. This could be, around family and home issues, as I've pulled the Four of Wands for you. But the deceit here, Cancer, I want to say, is more within yourself. It's not anybody outwardly deceiving you. I'm not picking that up for Cancers. I'm not picking up anything deep, dark, and mysterious here. But I'm feeling that you are possibly deceiving yourself over something to do within the home. It's so easy for us to, say, no, 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 I'm fine, and, and I'm not tired, and I'll be all right, and all of this, when, really we are sort of feeling the opposite. But this is where this little bit of the self deception comes in. We need to, think about ourselves sometimes, Cancer. And Cancers are very, very giving people. They're very, very family orientated. They are actually the nurturers of the zodiac. And so this is why the home card here feels quite relevant looking at this, and the Deceit card, because again, coming back to what I was saying before, it's how you divide your time. And looking at these cards, you need to stop self-deception here of thinking that, no, 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 I'm fine, I'm all right, come on, I'll be fine, we'll do this, we'll do that. You need to take the time out for yourself, Cancer. Okay, I'm feeling that home could really play quite a significant role in the next month moving forward. And the self-deception comes in here. And again, I am picking up heavily that, don't spread yourself too thinly, Cancer. You know, there's always another day. You can always delegate as well. That's a good option if you've got a busy family, a busy home life, and you do find it difficult to spread yourself thinly around all of these areas. Don't deceive yourself. Don't bring the self deception in where you, no, I'm fine, no, everything's okay. You know, if you do need a little bit of extra support, which again fits with the foundations are what support us all the way through and around our lives. So, Cancer, if you are feeling a little bit in this month of June that you are feeling like you could do with a little bit more support, please don't, sort of shy away from that, from asking for extra help, Cancer. I do feel this quite strongly with you. Um, but anyway, let's see what other cards we have for you. Self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. See, this is where it all fits in. It kind of, this is kind of, there's a theme running here. Don't feel guilty, Cancer. If you need to ask for a little bit more support, for a little bit more help, for a little bit more self-time, you can't feel guilty about that, because we are but only human, and we're not superhuman beings, and we all get tired, and we all need a break, and we all need a little bit of downtime, and we all need a little bit of time for yourself. We all need that. That's kind of what makes the world go round, Cancer. So it's kind of like, I'm feeling that people could be slightly draining of you, but not necessarily in a bad way or in any kind of malicious way. Like, people could be demanding of you, and your time, I get time is heavy, heavy, heavy with you, Cancer. This whole time thing, it's kind of like people could be demanding an awful lot of you during the month of June, and you're going to have to kind of delegate. You're going to have to say and not feel guilty about saying, actually, I need a little bit of time for myself here. And, don't feel guilty about that. Really don't, because you can only give so much of yourself. And if you don't look after yourself, then how can you possibly help others and look after others if it's a family setting, and people around you that you love and care for? If they love you, they'll understand that, Cancer. So that's what I'm getting there. Let's have a look at your Moonology card. It's a time to take action. New moon in Aries. So Aries, there could be an Aries around you. Aries could be important here. Not necessarily, but it's just that it's popped out. But it's a time to take action. Now, the action, again, I'm going to come back and tell you the same thing. There's an absolute theme running here for you, Cancer. And the action is that you need to be a little bit more standing your ground here, and letting people know that you do need some downtime, that you cannot keep spreading yourself thinly. If people become demanding on you, you have to look out for yourself here. You have to say no to some things. And I know we all do find that a little bit hard at times, I think. I mean, I'm guilty of that also. I don't like to say no to people. I don't like to have, but you know what? There are boundaries, and you have to have them. Boundaries are there for a reason, Cancer. And if we don't use them once in a while, then God only knows where we'd be. So I've learnt that through my own personal experience, and now I am more adept at saying to people, no, it's not happening. No, I'm not going there with that. I'm not doing that. You do have to have a little bit of, it's putting your foot down. It's just putting your foot down, Cancer. There's always another day, and people love you, Cancer. You are loved. Know that you are loved, because I feel like Cancer could be feeling a little bit out in the cold over recent weeks, possibly just recently. They might be questioning certain things. And I want to say to you, Cancer, you're dearly loved. You really are. People do cherish you. they do cherish you and they do love you and respect you, but the respect also has to come from within. So we do have to take some time during these weeks coming forward, going into June, for ourselves. We take time for ourselves because that's how we vibrate on an equal keel. You know, if we take enough time for ourselves and we give of our time, you find that balance. And that's what I want to say to you, Cancer. Going into June, I hope you can see these cards, but going into June, that's where you're at, really. You know, no more of this self-deception that, oh, I can keep going and I can keep doing and that's fine, and no, I'm not tired, and when really, you know, all of the above is probably not true, and you probably are feeling a little bit worn down by everything, Cancer. So just know you are loved and you can do this, you know. You're great at supporting others, Cancer. You always do that. You are the nurturers of the zodiac and you're family orientated always. But that you'll find that those around you will be ready and willing, I feel, to give you the little bit of extra support so that you can divide your time wisely and take the downtime that's needed for you, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Well, I'm going to say God bless you and take care.